guys, it's Karl. We are at the finale of my 2022 gift guide, and we're sitting at home as this focus for this gift guide episode is around home tech. We've got budget episodes, we've got photography episodes, best of the year. I'll leave all those linked down below, but like all of those vids, this vid is exactly the same as we will be hosting one more giveaway for the end of the year. So just be sure you're subbed to the channel. Don't fall for the YouTube spam. Follow me over on Instagram/Twitter. You know all the details. Winners will probably be announced after Christmas, probably sometime in January as I get back from CES, so bear with me. Hope you're all enjoying the holidays. We are sitting here, like I said, at home. I've been crushing the World Cup right behind me, which is actually the first item that we'll kind of talk about. So that TV is actually the Samsung frame, which I've had for a decent amount of time now, and you can tell behind me it is the frame because obviously a TV normally when it's off, it's just a black box. It looks kind of ugly. Samsung has kind of made that into a picture, hence the name picture frame. And you can obviously choose what you want to display, whether that's artwork, whether that's your own photos. So you can see I just have a piece of art that I think kind of fits into the aesthetic. And when I want, I usually switch my TV to the World Cup as, Team Netherlands. And I guess Canada as well this year, even though we sadly just got knocked out in the group stages. But anyways, kind of switching on from that TV, we'll kind of touch on both TVs. So on the opposite side of the camera, we actually have the Hisense 4K 100-inch laser TV, which funnily enough, I got for the last World Cup as Hisense is the official TV sponsor. So I've had that I've had that TV for 4 years as well. 100 inches laser TV because the unit actually lives right underneath on the media console and that projects the image upwards. Obviously not as bright as a traditional LCD LED panel, but just for the size, it is so nice. And I think Hisense offers that all the way up to 140 inches now. I'm trying to get with them to hook me up with the larger size so I can finally make that upgrade. And I am actually heading to the World Cup finals in Qatar, scored tickets, so definitely Hisense. We got to do something here to upgrade that. Beside that, you can kind of see my Christmas tree, not really home tech as it's the holiday season, but right in front of there, another cool piece of home tech that a lot of people like to ask about is that little Dyson lamp that's actually sitting there. And I wasn't aware that Dyson made lamps until I actually got that. It's a dope piece of tech. I wouldn't say it's the most economical or price friendly. I think it's $1,000 for a lamp just because they sent it over. I have to have it. It's Link's little corner. He loves to kind of sit around there. It actually tracks a temperature cycle. So as the sun kind of rises, that will change temperature. And until it sets at night, it becomes a bit more yellowish or on that warmer temperature scale. Definitely a dope piece of home tech. But like I said, for $1,000, you can definitely buy other options. I've got some from Gantry, which are behind me. So I'll leave both listed down below, but you'd be surprised how many lights kind of fit into the home tech space now. And obviously being Link's corner, he's got to have the baller light by him. He's literally passed out right now. Switching on over to a piece of home tech that actually really helps out with Link, just because it is the winter season here in Toronto. When he comes back inside from our walks, his footprints are all muddy, all dirty. This is the S7 Max V Ultra robot vacuum from Roborock. It's their latest flagship in their robot vacuum line. This is pretty much the Rolls-Royce or the flagship model of all robot vacuums that are currently out right now. So it has a couple new features like Reactive 2.0, which really helps with obstacle avoidance. And you can actually set that to avoid pets. Obviously, I think most pets are pretty terrified of robot vacuums, so you can kind of choose areas for that to avoid, or when Link is, say, in another bedroom, in another room, then it can clean the living room with, not the fear of getting him scared. It's got suction power of 5100 PA, it's got a self-mopping function, and this dock, this self-cleaning autofill dock, which I actually checked out last year, or this year, at CES in 2022 at the beginning of the year. This has finally now come into my house, and it's great because you don't actually need to interact with the vacuum. You don't need to empty out the little trash bin. It offers around 7 weeks of hands-free cleaning before you actually have to empty out the 2.5 liter dustbin, and it does have both a clean water and a dirty water tray, just to make that convenience factor so much easier so you don't always have to empty out the vacuum. So this thing has been great. it's just kind of changed my life. It just means I have more time to create content, more time to walk link, and I have to spend less time actually cleaning, which is honestly the shittiest part of anyone's day. So definitely worth checking out for a piece of home tech. Like I said, it's their new flagship, a ton of other features, but definitely something to consider as I look off, because the docking station is actually just right next to this filming spot. So kudos to Roborock for such a sweet robot vacuum. It's got built-in 3D mapping with LiDAR, and maybe the best part, it actually has its own onboard video camera inside, so you can technically, which I haven't done yet, actually video call someone on the other end. So if I'm not here at home, I'm say at the studio, I want to talk to Link, make sure he's being a good boy, or just check up on him, I can actually do that with this robot vacuum. So super dope. I'll have to test that out more this year, but something people should keep in mind. A cool new feature, obviously a super techie, but if you want, you can do it. Next up on the list, I know that we talked about TVs, but another huge piece of home tech that I use is my gaming consoles. I think a lot of you know that I am Team Xbox, so I am rocking the Xbox Series S, which I think is the best bang for your buck, and I think right now there's still $50 to $60 off for Cyber Monday or Cyber Week right before Christmas, so try to snag one. But I wanted to intro the new Xbox Elite controllers, or the second gen ones, the ones that you can like fully customize now. So you can see here, mine actually just came in the mail, and this controller is my absolute new favorite. I think a lot of you know I have this weird sickly addiction to Xbox controllers. I kind of collect them. So this one was their first gen, the non-Elite controller, which I customize in orange camo. But this second one, the Elite controllers, are on their own different class. They've got the nice rubber grips. They've got all the customizable buttons and triggers that you can actually pull off and swap out. But because it's customized, you can see I actually did my paint job in their burnt orange color. It kind of looks almost a bit goldish, yellowish. You can see it on the back, but I kept it super clean. Obviously, instead of getting my gamer tag, I usually do that, but I got the good old 1337, some Eliteness on the edge on the bottom as my own customization saying, and you can kind of spec these in any different way. This is a gorgeous looking controller, something I rarely say about tech, but I'm happy to have this on my little coffee table just to show it off to whoever wants to chat tech, or if anyone that comes over is nerdy enough to talk about custom controllers, we can chat about this all day long. And I did mention that Xbox Series S. Honestly, gaming has kind of taken the back burner for me this year. I haven't got into a lot of games. I've just been using it as a glorified media console. Just watching a lot of Disney Plus. Andor for me is probably the show of the year. And if I am to hop back into gaming next year, I'm really looking forward to that new Harry Potter Hogwarts game where you can kind of explore Hogwarts in all of its glory. I cannot wait to flash my wand. Wingardium Leviosa. The next piece of home tech I'm kind of looking off to the side is a huge one which I always use. It's the Google Nest Hub. So I have one in my living room here, but I actually just got one for a cat for her bedside table because I've had mine on my bedside table for kind of forever. I just got her one to match. They're honestly just great at glancing at the time, asking Google simple questions. Hey Google, who won the Netherlands game today? If you didn't hear, that's 2-0, and sorry for anyone's Google Home that I just activated. They're great little things for under $100. I think they are the kind of core for any piece of home tech, as if you are in that Google ecosystem, it's easy to hook up things like your TV, things like your smart thermostats, which we'll kind of talk about right now. I do have the new Ecobee one, which you kind of see over my left shoulder here. The official name for it is the Smart Thermostat Premium, which I upgraded to this year. I just like it over the actual Google one, even though I was talking about a Google ecosystem. It's got a nice updated and brighter display, and typically with smart thermostats, you can set when the thermostat turns on when you get home from work, or say I'm at the studio. But better on this one, you can actually set specific blackout dates. So I've been traveling a ton this year. So for example, next week I'm heading to Dubai, and for example, when I'm in Qatar for the World Cup, I can actually set that to turn off the heat for the entire week, even though technically Kat will be at home with Link, but say we were in Hawaii, actually we were there together. Link was at her parents' place. I actually just set that time zone or that block off on the smart thermostat to kind of turn off the heating for that entire week. Just save a bit of money and of course to be a bit more environmentally friendly. And another piece of home tech which I had set up in my spare bedroom, in my guest bedroom, is actually a home PC, something which, like I said, I'm trying to get back into gaming. When I set it up, I actually enjoyed it so much that I brought it over to my studio. It's the Acer Orion 5000 along with their new gaming monitor, and we'll do some movie magic and switch to the studio, as that's technically should be home tech, but I loved it so much it's at the studio. So here we are, and like I mentioned, it's nice that this PC is here because I can still play games when I want, but because it's at my studio, I won't stay up till 3, 4 in the morning, the wee hours of night, playing video games. It gives me a bit of that divide. And like you can see, it is a pre-built PC, so everything comes kind of as is, already built. You don't have to buy separate components. And within this, you have a pretty decent setup for obviously not too expensive of a price. It actually is retailing right now for around that $2,000 mark. I'm sure you can actually snag a sale from Cyber Monday if those sales kind of continue. But inside we've got the RTX 3070, a bit of a step down from what currently the flagships are. 16 gigs of RAM, of course rocking the 12th gen i7 and a terabyte SSD. What I can really tell about this PC compared to some other pre-built ones that I have, the fan noise is almost minimal. This is actually sitting right underneath my microphone, which is just hanging out right over this way, and you cannot hear a thing, which is really nice. I've downloaded the latest Warzone. I know that there's a new map. I haven't actually played in a couple months. That's how rusty I am, and I'm straight up terrible. I'm just dying all the time, but I'm able to get easily 100 frames playing on the highest settings. Everything is being super smooth. I'm getting fast frames, and compared to my other pre-built, which I got, I think almost a year ago, which cost close to double the price, I am getting very similar performance. I've been super happy with this pre-built, and you can see it comes with these dope LED lights, which I'll probably swap to orange at some point in the future. But if you don't have the time or that just, I guess, know-how how to actually build a PC, there is nothing wrong with going pre-built. And you can see in this case, you still have a lot of room for kind of expanding it. So definitely something worth checking out in the gaming space. And the monitor that I'm using, it's also, once again, from Acer. It's the Nitro XR3. It's a 34-inch ultra-wide with 180 hertz refresh rate. It looks, once again, straight up dope. It kind of complements the PC a lot. Just the legs on it makes it look a bit more unique than most other gaming monitors. It actually looks way sleeker than any that I've actually reviewed this year, probably. It's got 0.5 mil response time, easy to articulate, USB-C. We're actually using it with the display port in it, and once again, the performance on it kind of matches perfectly to what we're getting out of this PC. So that is the gaming space, and we'll finish off with the last of our home tech now. And yeah, so kind of on the fence whether to kind of bring this back. I kind of kept it at the studio because I didn't want to play too much Call of Duty, and that's kind of the one downside about being in this space. I just get all of the latest goodies that I have to kind of separate home gaming tech from actual home life. But kind of to wrap out or end off this video and the gift guide series, I think a lot of you know, you saw at the studio as well as here, I'm a huge Lego fan. So as an example, I've got these little Lego sets kind of everywhere throughout. I know it's technically not tech, but it's something that I love to do over the holidays. Once all the gift guide series are done, I kind of sit back, relax, and build Lego to kind of just decompress. I usually listen to music, listen to podcasts as I build them. And on deck, I actually have the McLaren F1 Lego Technique build, which Michael Josh, big ups to you, who got that for me for my birthday or Christmas, was it last year? I've just been super delayed with content or building at my Lego set. So that is on deck for this Christmas. I hope you guys enjoyed this last gift guide episode of Home Tech. And remember, just be sure to sub to the channel. Remember to leave a comment down below. Follow me over on social. Don't fall for that YouTube spam. Hope you're all enjoying the holidays, and hope you all can build some Lego over this kind of break. I'll catch the rest of you in one of my next vids. Peace.